So welcome back to AG-400 course, and we will start the Azure DevOps. Let's talk about. So our next topic is how are we going to choose the right project? So you have to understand different projects and system to guide the journey. Select project to start the DevOps transformation. Identify groups to minimize initial resistance. Identify project metrics and keys, performance indicator and KPIs. Right. So we will little bit talk about this, selecting Azure, how you're going to choose the project, right? So, so are you interested in, so when you're going to implement DevOps practice, but, are not sure what it can do for you, right? So we have to help and, getting taking a decision how we going to apply the DevOps process and tools to minimize the initial resistance, right? So this is what is all about, and so basically, we have a two type of, you can say, the kind you can build the project. One is the greenfield and brownfield project. So a greenfield project is one done on a greenfield under developed land. A brownfield project is done on the used ground for other purpose. So this is what is clearly written here, right? So greenfield means you don't need to do R&D. You have to just start. You purchase a land and you started create a building. But brownfield project is one is you already have a building. You are going to do a lot of modification. You do a lot of upgradation kind of things and modernization. You can say. So these are two types. There is a difference between greenfield and the brownfield project, right? So next topic is how are you going to decide when to use greenfield on brownfield project? So a greenfield project will always appear to be a more accessible starting point. A blank state offers the chance to implement everything the way that you want, right? But in brownfield project, the baggage of existence, code base, existing teams, a significant amount of technical depth. So this is what we have to think about whenever you choose a brownfield, right? So in brownfield, basically, there's a lot of challenge. You can say there was no existing code base, no existing team dynamic of politics, possibly no current rigid process. So a common misconception is that DevOps is only for greenfield project and suits startup best. However, DevOps can also succeed with brownfield projects. Okay. The beauty of this project is that there are often a large gap between customer expectation and the delivery. So the team involved may will realize that the status quo needs to change. They have lived the challenge and the limitations associated with that they are currently doing. Okay. Okay. So when starting a DevOps transformation, you might need to choose between greenfield and the brownfield project. There is a common misconception that we need to demystify that DevOps suits only the greenfield project than brownfield projects. So greenfield project, as I'm talking again and again, because you need to understand the concept first, right? You have to understand the concept first. How it's going to, yeah, you're going to utilize these things. So a green project will always appear to be a more accessible starting point, a blank state, or for that a chance to implement everything the way that you want. You might also have a better chance of avoiding existing business process that don't align with your project plans. Right. Suppose current IT policies don't allow the use of cloud-based infrastructure. In that case, the project might be qualified for entirely new application design for that environment from scratch. Right. So Brainfold existing, so this is what how you're going to move it, and so eventually the goal will be to evolve your entire organization, right? So that's what it's about. So next is when we going to decide when to use system of record versus system of engagement, right? So, when selecting system as candidates for starting a DevOps transformation, it is necessary to consider the types of system that you operate. Some Researcher suggests that organization often use bimodal IT, the practice of managing the two separate coherence models of IT delivery. One focused on stability and predictability, and the other is on agility. So system of record is written here, system that provides the truth about data element are often called system of record. These systems have historically evolved slowly and carefully. For example, it is crucial that a banking system accurately reflects your bank balance. Systems of record emphasize accuracy and security. System of engagement, many organizations have other systems that are more exploratory. These often use experimentation to solve new problems. System of engagement are modified regularly. Usually, it is priority to make quick changes over ensuring that the changes are correct. So there is a perception that DevOps suits system of engagement more than system of record. So this is all about from high performing companies. So that is not then the case. Okay. So DevOps practice apply to both of the systems. The most significant outcomes often come from transforming system of record, right? So now we have to identify group to minimize the initial resistance. So not all staff members within the organization will be, able to work with the DevOps transformation journey. So 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 we usually categorize users into three general bucket. First is the canary. User volunteer test bleeding edge features as soon as they are available. Early adopter who voluntarily preview releases considered more refined than the code that exposes Canary users. Users who consume the products after passing through Canary and early adopters. So it is essential to find staff members in your company, in your team members, keen to see new feature as soon they are available and highly tolerant of issues who's choosing Canary. So early adopter have similar characteristics to the canaries. They often have work requirement that make them less tolerant of issues and interruption to the work. While development of and IT operations staff might generally be less consecutive than users. Okay. Okay. So this is about ideal target improvement, right? So let's move ahead. So identify the project matrix and key performance. So it is essential to establish, and agree upon appropriate matters and key promises, indicators, KPIs, to ensure these goals are measurable, right? So this is the faster outcomes, efficiency, and you just go ahead with these points, and you can check all these things. Okay. So ideal target improvement is it can be used to gain early wins. It is small enough to be achievable in a reasonable time frame, has benefit that are significant enough to be evident to the organization, right? And if you talk about the KPIs, deployment frequency we have deployment speed, deployment size, lead team. So deployment frequency means increasing the frequency of deployment is often a critical driver in a DevOps project. Okay, so it is necessary to reduce the time that they take. Okay, efficiency, server to admin role. So are the project reducing the number of administrator required for a given number of servers? Staff members to customer ratio. So it is possible for fewer staff member to serve a uh, it is possible for fewer staff member to serve a given number of customers. Application uses, how busy it is, application performance based upon the application matrix. Quality and security, that is very important basically. Whenever we are going with this, right, we have to think like that, right? Okay, so this is what we have to do, and we have to also check about the quality and security. So quality is deployment failures, application failure rates, what you have, mean time to recover, bug report rates, test pass rates, defect escape rate, availability, service level agreement achievement, mean time to detection. So these are that's what we have to think about whenever we have to work on this kind of culture, right? So another thing is the culture and moral, employee retention rate. So how your employee is happy or they are working on it or not. Okay, so who want to work on these things? So employee moral. So are employees happy with the transformation and where the organization? So I mean, you find a people where they really need to work on it. So I'm going to talk about this DevOps culture. Okay, so this is the DevOps culture basically. So you need to adopt then their periodically anonymous employee surveys. Retention rate it is organization to lose staff or not. Okay. So this is what is all about. Okay. So thanks you very much, and so thanks for your time, guys. We'll see you in our next video.